Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Saturday Smackdown for the week 13th of September 2014. This video is game number 3 in the best of 7 series played between Aizamk and Mitoe for this event. Again, it will be casted by ZutaZuta and myself, so if perhaps you're new to this series and aren't quite sure what this event is, or you're not sure who Zuta is, or you're not sure what the civilization rules are, then I would recommend watching the introduction to game number 1 in this series, where I do explain everything in full. Right now, I'm going to turn on the scoreboard, so if you do not want to know the results of this series so far, perhaps you are going to watch them all in order, I don't know, then close this video now, and you will not spoil the results for yourself. So, with that said, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, next I believe it is Mongolia, or am I just like... I'm saying, oh yeah, next one's Mongolia every time. So eventually I'll get it right.
Yeah, if Mongolia is in the map pool, so if you just keep saying Mongolia, eventually,
I'll get there, yeah.
Eventually you'll get it right. We could do something like Yukon or something like that. That would be.
Ooh, we could. Fun. I love Yukon. The treasures it just makes it. Or we can keep it standard if you like. Like I like obviously this map pool is you pick nice balanced maps. See what they say. Yukon, they're going for it.
Yeah, Yukon is fun. I've only actually cast one other game on Yukon.
Yeah.
And it was Game Power versus Black Star, and Black Star just like rushed, and the other guy didn't have Game Power, like just forgot to herd his hunt, and he ended at like 7 minutes when 5 Cossack came. So.
That's not so good for that guy.
Yeah, it was like a 7-minute. It was a 7-minute rushing there.
Yeah, I feel as if Yukon though is just a nice map. Like, I mean, I don't think it's particularly balanced because of the treasure spawns, and for some civilizations, like I remember, like just vanilla Spain on vanilla. Spain's map is just Yukon. They just thrive there. Like War Dog is just so good, and there's so many treasures.
It's a bloody map. It's a bloody map as well because all of your resources are in the middle of the map. I mean, almost every map has a fair amount of space behind the town center, which allows you to like kind of play behind your base and build a defensive military building, and it has some sort of resource, you know, that you can utilize behind your base. Yukon, you very rarely have more than, you know, a tile set or two behind your town center on the backside of your base, which makes for basically a situation where all your resources are in the middle of the map, and you're forced to fight for map control, which makes, as both players are demonstrating here, civs with shooting buildings that you can garrison villagers and stuff in, really good.
Yeah, Aztec and Russia come to mind.
The natives, Aztec, obviously Iroquois was very good on this map. But Russia, so 2 games that I've watched on this map, and 2 games have been Russian years, so.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Russia is a good choice for this map. I just think, I like the map, though. It's something
fun.
about it.
It's bloody. The
treasures.
It forces you to fight, forces you to have action, which is,
yeah.
I mean, Siberia is kind of like the anti Russia build, right, where it's long rush distances with defensive mechanics, and this is the other way around. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's not the fairest of maps because the treasures some like might spawn, like you might get a better treasure on one side, and it's very about who can get good treasures and stuff. But yes, here we have in the north of the map. Obviously, they're both playing Russia, so we won't go over the civilizations. But in the north of the map here, we do have Mitoe. It's interesting to note that both players will obviously start with the same crates because they're both playing the same civilization. But here we have 1 gold, 1 coin, which is, I guess you can go early market with that.
I've tried this. It doesn't work.
Can you not? Can you not?
Abort. He's gonna idle his TC for sure. I mean,
is that what happens?
Yeah, you're not gonna have enough. He's not gonna have.
I guess
pop space. I guess he's gonna buy. I guess he's gonna buy the wood. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Since they yeah, well, you need that house down before your first batch of 3 come out, and it's just you will idle yourself. That's a fair point to make, actually. But if you're, I don't know, you could, but as you say. So maybe not an early market, but Aizamk in the south of the map, he has indeed gone for the market, which you were saying. I just realised now that I'm looking down there. Actually, Mitoe not going to do that. Perhaps, obviously here you've got two options, really. You've got your 14 village up, which is more aggressive, and you can kind of make that work. But then I think generally Russia is stronger with a 17 village up because they do train their villagers like significantly more quicker than other civilizations. I believe 30% more quickly, and that sort of late colonial, they really flourish and can be very, very strong. I mean, they can rush, they've got the shipments for it, but I think overall the late colonial is stronger, particularly in a mirror. I think generally speaking, playing Boomy in a mirror is what you ought to be doing.
Yeah, I think so, but this map you don't have that choice. I mean, let's take a look at where the hunts have spawned for both sides. I mean, there's no room to be playing defensively on this map. Both players are going to be forced to put their blockhouses down very aggressively for map control.
You both think they'll go for 14 village up?
Yeah, I think anything aside from 14 village up and 5 Cossacks immediately loses you the game.
Yeah, I guess on this map, I mean, the hunts, you're going to have to claim those.
Yeah.
That's a fair point to make.
Aizamk is going to, at the very least, have to build his blockhouse in this position up by the second trading post from his base. And Mitoe's going to have to do a similar thing. Either he can build it here to the left of his base over by the, I guess, the third trade post from the south, by this big herd of muskox, or he could even build it potentially in the middle of the map near this herd of caribou. But either way, both players are going to have to secure some sort of hunt, and we'll have to see whether or not. The other thing that conflicts me about the market start, although you do get hunting dogs, which is very good, you also don't have that 100 coin. He used that 100 coin to buy 100 wood, and Mitoe is going to have that extra 100 coin. So although he's going to be gathering food slightly slower, he's going to have that extra little bit of coin available to him, which is going to make it a lot easier to get out that first batch of muskets and like continue to do other stuff with his resources.
Yeah,
so,
playing it, like, you could always add in the market during transition.
Oh, huge treasure, 300
coin. They're both good treasures, though. One picking up a Carrera, one picking up 300 coin. I think in the early portion of the game, though, 300 coin is absolutely huge. That's like musketeers. Like, all you have to do is collect food. But anyway,
I think this is a little bit of a mistake. Like, he's going for the market. I think if having that 300 coin, you wouldn't have to gather any resources. If he had 4 villagers walking forward right now to this way forward hunt of Aizamks, and had just built a blockhouse on that, I think he could effectively win the game without really even doing anything aside from building a blockhouse and shipping 5 Cossacks and standing on top of that hunt. Yeah,
I think though it is safer to play, like, to get that market though, like that is, you know, sort of.
It comes down to the map at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think on like a map like New Great Plains, where, as you said in the previous stream last week, you get like 1 billion bison under your town center. I think the 17 village up in a market is probably better. But this map, yeah, I see. I do agree with you.
Mitoe not going for the most aggressive forward bases. He is going to build a forward base and at least secure some hunt. We also have this little exchange going on between the explorers and
Aizamk will win that though. He's got the Polar Explorer upgrade, whereas actually Mitoe opted to send distributivism. Actually, Aizamk sent both of them. Wow.
Yeah, he built a trading post as well. So
yeah, he's gonna maybe he'll get away with it. What's he saying no about? Is that treasure steal? Oh no, his Explorer died. Oh, going for 150 food. What a pro.
Yeah, I'm still concerned. Like, this blockhouse might not get up. If 5 Cossacks comes out before this blockhouse is down, only 2 vills are building it. It could still get hairy. It just depends on whether or not those 5 Cossacks are, like, how close they are to shipping. I don't know, I guess, the timing that well. It should be very soon though. And I don't think it's gonna be in time. There they are. It's not gonna be quite in time to deny this blockhouse though, unfortunately. There's 3 villages.
Might lose a vill. Ooh, that's maybe 2. No, not 2. Surely not. Could he? If that goes down before it's built, then no.
Man,
2 vills.
That third vill being up there was very fortunate.
Oh, I feel as if, you know, that is very fortunate that it was actually there, but still losing 2 vills is really big. You can see right now, Mitoe has, you know, he's got his first batch of Cossacks out, well, from the home city shipment, and also his musketeers. Aizamk only just having arrived his Cossacks. And is it at this point, obviously, he spent time building a trading post in Age 1, and he built a market as well? Yeah, of course he did. And he sent 2 Age 1 shipments. He's actually, playing more boomy than, say, Mitoe is. And perhaps, you pointed out that you do kind of need to secure hunts here. And I think, Mitoe is going to have that critical mass a lot sooner, and it's going to perhaps overwhelm him. We'll see if he manages to get away with it, though. If he does, he's in a leading position.
When the 4 Caustics come, he can play really aggressively.
Yeah.
He's playing aggressively now, even. Which makes me think the 4 Caustics are likely on their way, or very shortly going to be on their way. And Aizamk has made Strele as well, which not necessarily what he wants against those potential 9 Caustics. Gonna lose a house for sure here, and we still have to consider the fact that he doesn't have any hunts, so he can't afford to lose map control. He can't afford to lose this forward position, and if he does, he's going to pay dearly for it.
He sent Spice Trade. He sent Spice Trade. Yeah. He's even, he's gonna...
That's Mitoe, though, yeah. It's disappointing. If that was 4 Caustics, I think the game just ends right here.
Yeah, okay. I just forget me and my excitement. I thought Aizamk sent Spice Trade. I was suddenly thinking, whoa, what is he doing?
Aizamk has to send a military shipment here.
Yeah.
This is next card.
I think Spice Trade though, even for Mitoe, is that for just popping now. That's what he needed to defend this sort of. Yeah. Is he going to hold it? I think he should be okay.
He'll be okay. I'm disappointed that Mitoe didn't send 4 Caustics and sent Spice Trade instead.
As you just said, if that was a military shipment, he can continue his push and really damage.
Well, he needed it to offset the fact that there were Strele in that fight, which he didn't have.
You can just see a devastating turn here. Yeah. That's really, really not too good for him.
And now it's going to be so turned on its head, in fact, that it might be unrecoverable for Mitoe now. Here come the 4 Caustics, which are going to help, but it's going to be too late.
Maybe this is why you don't put this in your map pool.
Yeah, because it leads to very short one-sided games.
But still, it's an interest to see. It's still interesting to see.
Yeah, it is fun. But I mean, now we see the situation where Mitoe is essentially lost, right? There's no way that he can stop this blockhouse from going down. And when the blockhouse goes down, look where his villagers are gathering food from. It's
very on the front.
Far forward. Aizamk doing, aside from the Polar Explorer, doing essentially what's required to win on this map, sending 5 Caustic, 4 Caustic, 13 Strele, and just keeping the military advantage, and then using that to secure the middle portion of the map where all the hunts are.
So if Mitoe had not sent perhaps Spice Trade, he'd most likely still be in it, really.
I think we'd see the exact opposite situation. I mean, I think we would see Mitoe
Aizamk being pushed back.
Yeah, pushed back. Essentially, look where the villagers are all gathering food from. They're all gathering food insanely far forward.
Oh, and wow.
Whoever can secure the middle portion of the map wins this game. And that's essentially just what it came down to, is that Mitoe's not able to hunt, Aizamk is, and he can continue to make units as a result.